because she was really a successful woman. Then in the 2008, when everything fell, she fell with it too. But guess what? She didn't give up. She lifted it up. She kept her chin up, and she said, "I'm up. I'm not gonna let anything stop me. I'm just gonna move forward." Our topic today is octopus on your head. Everything that we get overwhelmed about, anything that comes our way, we don't know how to let go to move on. It holds us back, doesn't let us move forward. She will educate us on that. She's in the process of writing several books about different pillars, about how to achieve all these things. And I'm going to let you get to know her and see what she's going to say. She has a short time to speak because unfortunately, because she's a very busy woman, she's traveling to Auckland because she has another event to attend there. And she will have a few minutes also for questions and answers. So please, on a standing ovation, can you please give a warm Peninsula welcome to Phyllis Klein.
Well, I brought my portable microphone. I carry it with me wherever I go. So the guests of the restaurant will get to hear me too, because I don't have a problem projecting. As Madeline shared, I have been in business for 25 years. I do share my age. I just turned 50. I have a 5-year-old daughter. So with that said, there's a lot of energy that's required to keep up with a kid and to run a business and to help a lot of people. As Madeline had indicated, 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now, I had developed a multi-million-dollar business, a multi-million-dollar net worth, a high six-figure income, and in 2008 everything kind of came crashing in around me, and it was kind of like a casino imploding. You know how when they blow them up, they just kind of fall right in on you? So I'm sitting in the rubble. I actually feel like it's all around me. Hey there, Judy. Hello. And I was clearing away this rubble, and I saw these 7 huge puzzle pieces come together. And these were the 7 pillars to creating inner and outer abundance. And money was only one of those pillars. And when I saw this, and inspiration, in my mind, inspiration comes from above, and if you take action on it, you're greatly rewarded. When you don't take action, somebody else gets the inspiration. But when I recognized what this was, my first thought was, oh my gosh, I've got to write a book, and I do not want to write a book. That's like the last thing I've ever wanted to do. But the book is Harvest Your Prosperity, 7 Pillars to Creating Inner and Outer Abundance. As I developed these pillars, I had to really go on a journey inward to identify what this all meant. So those pillars, the first pillar is alignment. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual alignment. The second pillar are beliefs. Our beliefs are embedded in us at a cellular level. Our beliefs are embedded in us from the time we're in the womb. Our beliefs are nurtured and enhanced by all those around us. Parents, siblings, grandparents, the media, teachers, religious leaders, newspaper, employers, co-workers. Our beliefs are embedded in us at such a level that we're never taught how to let go of a belief that's holding us back. So when my financial empire collapsed around me, I thought, how do I let go of this? Everyone would say, Phyllis, just let go and let God. You've all heard that expression. I'm like, okay, it's all yours. Take it. But how do you let go of something when it's all twisted up and knotted inside of you, like one of those rubber band balls that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger? How do you let go of something that is so deeply embedded in you? How do you let go of it? So I'm kind of an analytical person. I had to figure out a process because I went from coach to coach to coach to try to find the answers. So the third pillar is belief transformation techniques. And what I'm going to go through with you today is the reality check, which is the process that I've created to help me eliminate sabotaging beliefs. Because when everyone said, just let go, I had to know how. I can't just let go. I need to know how you do it. You know, what's the secret? There's got to be a way to do it. Is there an instruction manual? Well, there wasn't. So I had to create one. Before I get back to the reality check process, I'm going to tell you all 7 pillars. The fourth pillar is your money story, your relationship with money. Again, your money relationship is embedded in you from a very young age. It's all the expressions you've heard, like money doesn't grow on trees, and, you know, rich people get richer, poor people get poorer, you know, all the expressions you heard, the experiences you had with your parents and their views on money and finances. Some people grew up where you never talked about it. Others grew up in a household where we can't afford that. You can't do that. That's too expensive. You know, they grew up thinking that they're poor because everything was out of reach. When maybe that wasn't the truth at all, but that's the words that were being used. So your money story, recognizing what is your money story, is the first step. And then you can change it if you don't like it. Where am I up to? The fifth step is financial stewardship. This pillar is tremendous. I've been in the insurance and financial planning field for 25 years. If you're not a steward with your money and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing with it, you're not going to attract more of it. It will, you know, the expression, you got a hole in your pocket and money just runs through, you know, whatever those expressions are. If you don't have the knowledge of how to be a financial steward with your money, you won't attract more of it, and you won't grow it or your needs. The sixth pillar is attracting your ideal client or the ideal partner in your life. The ideal people in your life. And I got to tell you, Successful Thinkers is one of the avenues to help you attract those people in your life. Because the people you meet here, you get to know, like, and trust them, and it becomes family. You could have a difficult situation and you've got people to lean on. And it's not about, I want to sell you a widget and I want to take your money. It's really about caring and sharing from the heart. So Successful Thinkers is a wonderful avenue. I've known Jim Belisara since the beginning of Successful Thinkers, the first launch in California, and I absolutely fell in love with the concept. I'm a power networking facilitator and coach, and so it's like right up my alley. I absolutely love it. The seventh pillar is stepping into your greatness. Now, I had a challenge with this one because I really didn't, when it came to me, I didn't understand what that meant. And through my journey, I recognized that stepping into your greatness means admitting you're vulnerable, asking for help, getting coaching and mentorship, letting people know you don't have all the answers. Stepping into your greatness does not happen until you become vulnerable. Okay, so with that said, the book is about 75% done, but it morphed into 3 books because I was getting frustrated with the fact that it was taking so long. So the second book, which is probably going to be out first, is Taming Your Octopus, Belief Transformation Techniques for moving forward in business and in life. So what we're going to talk about is the reality check process. Reality is an acronym. And you know, I questioned on my journey, what is the real process for letting go? So it actually started out as REAL, R-E-A-L. And the R stands for recognize. You must recognize what the belief is that's holding you back. Who has an idea of what the most common belief is among human beings? The most common belief at some point in your life?
Not being good enough.
Not being good enough. Stand up. Candace gets the big hug. She gets the mommy hug.
Well, that's not bad.
Awesome. not being good enough. As human beings, it's built into our cellular system in our DNA that at some point in our life we don't feel like we measure up. We don't feel like we're good enough. Not enough of something. I'm not good enough or smart enough or pretty enough or skinny enough or tall enough or, whatever it is. There's a not enough experience in our DNA. Whether it's because parents have compared us to siblings or teachers have compared us to other students, our grade system in school, A, B, C, D, F, well, gee, there's a comparison right there. If you don't measure up, it settles in you. And being that it's at a cellular level, when does it come up? It's buried in you at a subconscious level. Now, if I had a dry erase board here, I draw a picture of what would look like a circle. And in that circle, the top 10% would be your conscious mind. The other 90% is your subconscious mind. And that's where your octopus lives. Your octopus is your ego. And what happens, have you ever felt like an octopus was taking its tentacles, wrapping it around you, strangling you, holding you paralyzed in your circumstance or your situation, and you just couldn't move? I felt like that. When everything collapsed around me, I literally was paralyzed. I kept my head buried in the sand. I thought, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't talk about finance, money. Look what happened. What did I love about the past 7 years? I loved the coaching, working with the business owners, working with the entrepreneurs to get them to the next level. That I had a passion for, and while I couldn't face the financial side of the business, I focused on helping people move forward in business and in life. Helping people to let go of these sabotaging beliefs, because now I had created this process. So, recognize the belief that's holding you back. Maybe it's a not good enough belief. Let's say a smart enough. I'm not smart enough. You recognize that belief holds you back. Now, how do you know if it holds you back? If it comes up and you think it, guess what? It's holding you back. If it's a negative thought, it's holding you back. Okay, because it has more power. You can be saying daily affirmations 5, 10, 15 times a day, but if you have this negative gnawing belief, it's going to overpower that positive affirmation. Two opposing thoughts cannot exist in the same space at the same time. The negative one is always going to have more pull. So you're going to have to say a whole lot more positive affirmations to dilute that negative. But still, you have to eliminate the negative. So first you recognize that belief. The E in real, or reality check, E is embrace the emotions that are triggered by that belief. Now that seems like an odd thing to do. How does not being smart enough make me feel? Okay, I feel dumb. I feel inadequate. I feel stupid. How do I embrace that? Well, what I say is you embrace it as if it were a helpless infant, an innocent little puppy. You just hold it in your arms. You hold it from a place of love. You hold it with your heart. And you embrace those emotions. Because you know what? Those emotions have protected you from something. I have lost 50 pounds. I had to ask myself, why was I holding on to 50 pounds of excess weight? What was it protecting me from? Once I was able to answer that, I was able to unzip the fat suit, step out of it, and start losing the weight. Now I had to take action. I had to physically do something about it, but mentally I was now ready to do something about it. So recognize the belief that's holding you back. Embrace the emotions. Now here's the fun part. The A is acknowledge. Acknowledge all the evidence that you've accomplished in your life. You get to go back to when you were a child to say, oh, okay, smart enough. I'm not smart enough. Well, I got an A on this paper. I got an A in this grade. I was the valedictorian. I got my high school diploma. If that's all you got, guess what? It's a PhD. Your public high school diploma. Okay? So you can pride yourself on accomplishments. Okay? You went to college. You got hired for jobs. Every time you got hired. So I had one client say, I can't keep a job. I'm not good at getting jobs. I'm like, well, how many jobs have you had? Oh, probably about 25, 30 jobs. I'm like, you're great at getting jobs. The problem is keeping them. So let's figure out what the disconnect is there. So you only focus on the accomplishments. How many times have you been hired? How many times have you gone on a date? How many times have you been married? For some people, these numbers really add up. And these are great experiences. These are your accomplishments that counteract the old belief. Now, how many of you really focus on everything you accomplish? You tend to focus on the negative, right? We sabotage ourselves. We cut ourselves off at the knees. We're like, oh, but. Someone gives you a compliment and you say, oh, are you serious? Oh, no, I've still got to lose weight. Oh, your hair looks great. Oh, this man, oh my gosh, I couldn't curl it. I couldn't straighten it. We make up excuses. We can't say thank you. We can't accept a compliment. So, you have to focus on your accomplishments. And when you focus on your accomplishments, you literally take the wind out of the sail. You take the air out of the balloon of this negative belief. It deflates the negative belief. It deflates the hold that it's had on you. So now it's weak. Maybe it's gone from a 9 or 10 on the scale of beliefs down to a 3. 2 or 3. I suggest you do this exercise until you get it below a 3. This one exercise won't eliminate it at a cellular level. I do other techniques for that, but didn't have time for that today. Okay, so now you've acknowledged all the evidence that's contrary. You've acknowledged all of your accomplishments. The L, you can now let go. You can let go of that sabotaging belief, and you can say, as you breathe in your accomplishments, this old belief does not serve me anymore. And acknowledge that it doesn't serve you. This belief served me, it kept me safe, and it no longer serves me. I am releasing it from my subconscious mind. So the L, you can now let it go. So this was the real process for letting go, and I thought, okay, there's more to it. That's not enough. So then I went into the reality. The reality is you got to set an intentional belief. The intentional belief is going to be opposite, usually, of that old belief. I am smart enough. I am good enough. I am whatever. I am capable. Okay? And that intentional belief is now supported by all of your accomplishments. All the evidence that was contrary to the old belief supports this intentional belief. See? I got that A. I passed that grade. I got married twice. I'm good at marriage. I went on a lot of dates. You know, I have a child. I've accomplished. So, the intentional belief is supported by all of your accomplishments. Okay? Even if you have to go back to when you were 8 years old and you only have one accomplishment. Focus on that. The T in reality is take action. Take action on this intentional belief, because if you are weak on your accomplishments, you got to take some action to create the new belief as a new pathway in your brain, in your mind. The mind is throughout the entire body, not just in your head. The mind, every cell has memory. Your mind is throughout your body. So when you take action, you're creating memory at a cellular level. So you need to take action, even if it's baby steps. I can't pick up the phone, it weighs 2,000 pounds, I can't make a phone call. Pick it up anyway, call your mom. Hi, make a warm call. Okay, when I was building my insurance business, I was told, you know, you got to keep track of your numbers, the accountability. So I would track how many dials I made, how many people I reached, and how many appointments I made. And then I would track how many appointments kept, how many cases open, how many cases closed, and then the commissions. This is all accountability. We lose accountability as adults. You know, who here has children? We hold our children accountable for their actions, don't we? We were held accountable for our actions. And then what happened? We moved out of our parents' house. We live independently. We could party all night long. We pay for it the next day. But who are we being accountable to? We lose accountability as adults. So, another aspect of really moving forward in business and in life is asking somebody to be an accountability partner for you. hold you accountable. So if you have a challenge calling somebody, my point here to this story was I would dial, and maybe I would dial 25 a day. And if I was feeling a little insecure or I'd been getting a few too many negative responses, I'd call a warm call. I'd call my mom. Hey mom, just want to see how you're doing. Call for some encouragement. You know, you don't have to say that, but you know what? Your parents give you that encouragement. It's like, okay, I can do this. You have to have a passion for what you're doing. If you're not on fire about what you're doing, it means your wood is wet. You have to have a passion for what you're doing. If you do not have a passion for what you're doing, if you're not on fire about what you're doing, you might want to reconsider whether this is your direction in life. Are you serving your purpose? Is this getting you where you want to be? You've got to ask yourself some hard questions. Connect with yourself at a spiritual level. Connect with your core values. Connect with your essence, your spirit within. This is all part of the alignment that I talk about in the 7 pillars. Once you connect, you're able to know, gee, is this opportunity keeping me on track or is it a distraction? Is this allowing me to focus on my mission and my purpose in life, or is this just totally off base? And then it's easier to have answers. So, reality, take action. So now you've taken action, you solidify the new belief, the new intentional belief in your neural pathways in your mind, and the why in reality is a yes I can or yes I am attitude, because we all are miracles. At 44 years of age, going through pregnancy with all of my complications that I could have had and did have, I had a wonderful experience. I absolutely loved it so much that I would love to do it again, even at 50. I would love to be pregnant again. Hear that?
God bless you.
I would absolutely love to. My daughter every day says, when are we going to have another baby? It's like, well, you know, now it's really going to take intervention. But you have to really be passionate about your life and your purpose. And there's a really simple step. What I'd like to offer to everybody is to give me a call. My number's on the bottom. I think it's on the bottom of that page. Yeah, my office number's on there. Give me a call. I'll give you a card. I'd love to give each of you an opportunity to talk about what is the belief holding you back, and I'll walk you through it. Okay? And so that offer is available. Recognizing that we have control over the beliefs, over the octopus, over the sabotaging beliefs in our experiences, you have to ask yourself, how is it that two people grow up in the same environment and one ends up being very wealthy and well-to-do and the other ends up in prison or Skid Row, or, you know, two opposing sides of the pendulum? It's because of what we allow our beliefs to do to us. It's allowing us to be a victim to our circumstances. One thing I say is our circumstances do not define us. We are not defined by our circumstances, but how you react or respond to your circumstances says a lot about your character. Circumstances are a test for your resolve. How steadfast are you in your resolve? How adamant are you that you're on the right path in business and in life? You have to get honest with yourself. There was a period of time I was just living a superficial life. My first marriage, I got married when I was 36 years old. It was a very hedonistic relationship. It was self-gratifying. And I knew I was compromising on my values. It took the death of a young woman to be my awakening, to realize that I meant for more, I meant for greatness, I meant to have a child, I meant to take action, and my husband was not meant to be the father of my child, and I was meant to get a divorce. And I waited a long time to get married in the first place because I did not want to be a statistic of divorce. I was like, no, my parents have been married and I'm going to stay married. And but I was not going to sacrifice to stay married. And so from the moment I accepted that intention and that inspiration, I met my now favorite husband. I have a beautiful daughter. I built a phenomenal business, and yes, it came crashing down around me, and I got up. I dusted myself off, and I figured out how to keep moving forward. And really, it is a journey, and we all have to recognize that we're on a journey here, and we have the power to take back our voice, to share our mess is our message. You know, whatever your mess is, that's what you need to be talking about. That's what you need to be sharing. How did you overcome something that will help somebody else? Helping people to find their power, reclaim their power, reclaim control over their future. We all have that ability. It's just learning the tools and the techniques on how to do that. So, okay. I said I could talk forever, so now if you have any questions, great. Great!
I want to ask questions.
So, yes, Judy?
I was taking notes and I missed the last one. Why?
The why is a yes I can or yes I am attitude. It's recognizing that we are miracle gifts from God. We all have gifts. We just have to identify what they are. Often, many people go through life without ever acknowledging or noticing what their gifts are. What comes easy and most natural to you is your gift. And it's what comes most easily and most natural to you that you should be getting paid the most money for. It doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be difficult. If you're passionate about something, that's what you should be getting paid the most money for. Any other questions? Which one? Oh, one of the pillars? So the first pillar is alignment. Second pillar are beliefs. Third pillar is the belief transformation techniques you use to eliminate those sabotaging beliefs. The fourth pillar is your money story, or your relationship with money. The fifth pillar is financial stewardship. Sixth pillar, client attraction or ideal attraction. Seventh pillar is stepping into your greatness. You're welcome, Bob.
So do you still do your services, or do you do that and
Great question. So in my journey, I had to figure out how do I bring everything together. So what I do is my insurance practice is employee benefit packages, and I take my workshops to the work site. And so I do my coaching for employers and employees free of charge. It is my value-added service that sets me apart from every other insurance agent. And I do have some private coaching clients, and I've also I bring wellness programs and 90-day challenges to the work site to help improve productivity, financial stability, and profitability to the employers. So I found a way to bring it all together, and again, it was a process. It's like I don't want to just, cut off the goose that laid the golden egg, and how can I make it work? So, and I willingly gave up my securities license. I did not want to have anything to do with securities anymore. So there's a whole compliance issue that's off my shoulders. Yes, Ron.
Do you have a website, Phyllis?
Their website is tamingyouroctopus.com. Techniques, and I've got one coming up the beginning of September, but I have some conflicts with some other speaking engagements, so I'm trying to figure out when that workshop's going to be. But so that's a lot of fun. That's a one-day workshop. I typically offer that. It's $97 for the day, and I allow you to bring a guest for free. So $50 per person. It's been a pleasure meeting you. It was a wonderful drive coming over here. I absolutely loved it, and I love the water. And just toss your octopus in.
It's not there anyway.
Thank you.